If you're a weak man and your mind feels like a prison, but deep down you still dream of chasing butterflies, don't chase. Build your garden. Invest your time in what truly matters. That's how you attract everything you want.
Hi everyone, so let's begin with the tutorial. First of all, I will right click and hex solid. Select this as white. Okay, and then the next thing, as you can see over here, is there are these stars, okay, which are rotating. Okay, and this thing is in the center, this video. So what we are going to do is, first of all, I'll bring the video in the center. Okay, this is a clip from Interstellar, so I'll just okay, to now make this in this square format, I'll just select this rounded rectangle too, and then create something like this. Let's hit the enter point in the center and then hit S to open scheme properties and make it smaller. Now I'll head on to effects and presets and search for dim and put it on this to make this black and white. Now as you can see, the text is here if you are up, and then here weak man. So right click text, if you are up, then I'll hit Ctrl D to copy this and paste another here, like here, weak man. Then I'll be selecting bold. Okay, now I'll select this. Okay, for the animation, and just head on to animate, opacity, make this 0, hit on end keyframe, go to the 1 second mark and increase it to 100. Make sure at the start this start keyframe is 100 and it is 100 here also. Okay, so we'll get this animation, but we also want it to fade up, so we have this F9. Okay, head on to advanced and we'll select this characters and make it words. Okay, increase the ease high and ease low. Okay, now I'll head on property and then position. Okay, bring this down, so we'll get this animation. So as you can see in the reference, okay, the same animation we have got here, and then this weak man animation. So what happens is, it is already there is one circle. So to do that, simply we have to just select our pen tool, make sure the stroke is red. Okay, and then let's make something like this. Okay, so after this text ends over here, this will start. So hit add over here, trim paths, open this up, end keyframe, go ahead, again hit end keyframe, go to the start, make it 0, then S9, and then make a margin. Okay, so we'll get the animation. Now for the next part, as you can see, there are some small text here. These are some quotes, I think. So this part you can do yourself. Okay, this quotes can just line the text, nothing else is there. Let's do these stars and these lines. Okay, so for to make the star, what we are going to do is select this. Okay, star 2, and let's make a star. Control Alt O to bring anchor point to the center, and let's make the points to 4. Now adjust these settings, make the fill to red and delete the stroke. Okay, so we have got the star. You can adjust the inner radius. Okay, Yes. Now we have to place them. So only here and another here. So I'll just bring this over here, hit S and make it bigger. Hit Ctrl D to copy this and bring another over here, hit S, make this bigger, something like this. And now for the lines, so as you can see, the lines goes from here and then goes out from here, and then this line goes here and ends here. Okay, so similarly what we can do is, first of all, let's make everything 3D except the white socket. Okay, now we'll bring in our pen tool again, delete the fill, enable stroke, click the pen tool, select the stroke black color, and then we make something like this. Okay, and another can make like this. Okay, make sure these two lines are below. Okay, so it goes behind the stars. Then we are just going to make it 3D layers and then just open them up, contents, shape, stroke, and add the dashes. Increase this. Similarly here, add the dashes and increase it. Okay, now we are going to animate it, so simply just click this, add and trim paths, open this up, end keyframe. Okay, from here restart this here and then go ahead and again hit and keyframe, go to the start, make it 0 and F9 and make it something like this. Now I'll just have to copy this in paths and paste it here. Okay, so this animation is there and then these lines come on. Okay, now what we have to do is simply move our frame. So I'll just hit right click, camera, okay, right click, null object, make it 3D, connect the camera to the null, and then after this frame is done, just I'll click on the position keyframe, go ahead and drag this here, then at 9 okay, so this is our first C. Okay, like you can see over here, and then for the second scene there is a barcode over here. Okay, so you can just download any barcode PNG from the internet and put it over here. Okay, and then let's continue with the rest of the things, which are these texts and have all these things. So first let's bring this cage. Okay, I bought this cage again from Google Images. Okay, so I'm going to bring the bird cage and let's put it here, make it 3D. Okay, hit R for rotation. Okay, going to increase the scaling also, and I'll just hit Ctrl D to copy it, R for rotation, and then bring another here. Okay, now for this brain PNG, I'll bring my brain. Okay, and make sure to put it behind this. Okay, so it appears as if it is inside the cage. Okay, just going to make it smaller, head on to tint and bring it on the brain, make it red, hit OK. We can also add glow, okay, on this brain PNG. So something like this. Just going to hit Ctrl D to copy this brain PNG and bring it over here. Yeah, now we have got our brain. Okay, now the next thing is this text. Okay, So to design this text, first, as you can see, your light, okay, is there. So what we can do is, first of all, right click new text, writing here your, okay, and using the same font, okay, and not changing the font styles, but it is, preferred that you change the font styles and do to make it look more appealing. Okay, this is mainly focused on animation, so we'll be focusing on that. Okay, make this small, hit Ctrl D, copy it and put it over here, type here like. Okay, after this you have to make this box. Okay, so simply I'm just going to head on here, rectangle tool, and let's make a rectangle, delete the stroke, enable fill, let's make it linear gradient. Okay, something like this, make it 3D2, and let's bring it inside. Now I'm just going to search for 4 color gradients and put it on our box. Okay, let's give it something red. Okay, black, white, and again red. Okay, so we get this texture, simple as that. Then mind fields is inside, so again right click, or we can just hit Ctrl D, type here mind heals. Okay, put it at the center, make sure it is white in color. Okay, let's put this text on top, bottom. Okay, so this is how it looks like. Now as you can see, it goes here. Okay, and then what happens is, you can see a white line here moving. Okay, so we do that too. First let's make the arrows. So to do that, again use your pen tool, delete the fill, enable stroke. Okay, now the arrow, one is facing right and one is left, so I'll just click here, hold shift, click here, hold shift, click here. Okay, got one. Now just you have to make it 3D. Okay, hit B for position and then just drag it. Let's make sure to make it 3. Okay, stroke. Now I'm just going to hit Ctrl Alt Comb, Ctrl B to copy this line, right click and then transform, flip horizontal. Okay, then again transform, flip vertical. So we have got 2 arrows now. Now what we can do is basically make the points. So just select our pen tool again, and then let's make this. Make sure it is fill is on and delete the stroke. Okay, now this next part is also done. And now for the grid. Okay, to make the grid, what we have to do is simply just right click, new composition, let's make it landscape, hit OK, and then again right click, solid, let's make it pitch black, go to effects and presets, search for grid. Okay, bring on the grid on this black solid. Let's make the color to of black, something like this. Okay, select this to width and height slider, and let's increase this. Hit S and let's shrink this up. For the next part, I'll go here, ellipse tool. Okay, shift and drag to make a circle. Control Alt Home. Okay, make sure to bring the anchor point to the center and place it at the center of this line. Okay, now the next thing is going to be right click. Okay, select this, add repeater. Okay, now just open this transform repeater and drag this positioning to make sure that all this circle is in the center. Now I'm going to make the copies. Okay, so we get circles for all the center points. So let's make it 11. Yeah, it's perfect, but as you can see there are some problem with the positioning, so we'll adjust that. Okay, close enough. Now again add and then pucker and bloat. Open this and decrease the amount to something like this. Okay, so you get this design. Okay, now we are going to just Control D, copy this and bring it down. Control D, bring it down. Control D, then bring it down. So like this we have got our grid with these circles. So just going to select these all. Okay, Control Shift C to compound clip it or recompose it, and then hit grid here, hit OK. Now I'm just going to copy this, head on to our animation and paste it here. Make it 3D, hit S to make it smaller. Okay, and let's bring it here, but this is looking too harsh. Okay, you don't want that. To make it less harsh, what we can do is simply I'll select rectangle tool and let's make a mask over here, something like this. Okay, just bring these closer. Yes, now simply we have to just open the mask and increase the feathering. Okay, so we have got this faded look of this grid. Hit Control D to simply copy it and put one here. Make sure it's below our gauges. Okay, yeah, so now we have got our grid too. So everything is complete. Okay, only thing remaining here is in the scene is this. Okay, this line. Okay, so it goes from here and cuts here. Okay, and this one goes from here and cuts here. Make sure again to download this PNG of barcode. Okay, so now I'm just going to again select the pen tool, make sure stroke is on, make sure to switch off the fill. While hitting this circle, okay, you can solo this, meaning if there are too many animation and you want to focus on a particular animation, then you can hit this circle to solo the asset or the part which you want to focus on. So now I'm just going to select this part, okay, and make some changes to it. Something like this. Put it here to make it cross. Okay. Okay. Now I'm going to select our previous lines. Okay. And just copy our trim paths and paste it. on our new lines. Okay, so as you can see, we have completed till here. Okay, but also you can see that these are rotating. Okay, so to do that movement, simply when this comes in, you have to just select the brain and link it with our bird cage, and again do the same thing with this, link it with our bird cage. Okay, so when this comes here, I'm just going to hit R, rotation keyframe, set rotation, go ahead, and again here on set rotation, go to the start, then let's turn it like this. Okay, at 9, then try this something. Okay, so this is our animation that everything goes down. Okay, so remember to do the text. Okay, text you can do it by your own. Okay, I have already shown you this text animation in the first part. Okay, now let's do the scene. Okay, so in the scene, as you can see, there is some red at the bottom. To do that, first we need to go ahead over here, and then after the scene ends, simply head on to a null, hit peak opposition, then go ahead, okay, and drag the whole scene down. Is this okay? And then what I'm going to do is basically, so on this I'm going to add a OVM ramp. Okay, so instead of is used red, we are going to do black because it's looking good. Okay, so when it goes down, this bottom part becomes black. It's going to make this 100. Click on this keyframe, go ahead, and then make it 0. Hit U, then F9. Okay, simple as that. Again, I'm telling that this portion should be red according to this reference, but I have made it black because black is also looking good. Okay, now for the next part, this leaves. So leaves also you can get it on the net, just search for leaf png. I have got the same thing from there, so just put it here, make it 3D first and bring it. Okay, you can place it however you want, so you can place one here. Okay, head on to tint. Okay, so we can do as per your style, just and dot fellow with these leaves. Okay, to make it look more realistic. Something like this. Copy this and paste it here. Okay, to give it a more realistic feel with the drop shadow. And then you can just write your text. Now for this butterfly, I have brought in the animation, so it's easy. Basically, I just head on to my project. Okay, I got this butterfly animation from Pinterest. Okay, so you can go there. Okay, just put it here. Again, paint, put it on this, make this red. Okay, select this, hit R, and then put it over here, something like this. Okay, now to make the animation of flying butterfly, what we can do is simply I'll just hit Ctrl D to copy this, bring it over here. R for rotation, and let's turn it this side. Okay, simple as that. Now I'm going to select the pen tool, and with this I'm going to make a shape. Okay, so let's make the butterfly go like this. Okay, so I'll just click here, something like this. It will go like this and sit on this leaf. Okay, so let's make that. Make it 3D first. This line, bring it here. Yes. Now I'm going to select this butterfly, bring it out. Okay, open this shape layer. Okay, and open the path, click on this path on this keyframe, go ahead, again click here, go ahead, again then click here. Okay, so we have clicked 3 times. Now I'll just copy this path. Okay, open our butterfly, P for position, hit U, and then just paste it here. Okay, now as you can see we have got this. I'm going to bring this, so I'm going to delete all these keyframes because I did only 3 keyframes. Okay, these 3. Just copy this and spread it out. Okay, so you can see you will get this animation. I just have to match this. Okay, you bring these line over here. Okay, and overlap with our the stroke which we just made, shape layer, and as you can see it is following the same path. Okay, now you just simply have to click on this. Okay, and then head on to our transform and auto orient, orient along path, hit OK, and so it will go like this and sit on here. Okay, simple as that. Now to make the animation of the line, simply I'll just head on to this. Okay, add trim paths. Okay, open this up and keyframe, go here, again hit the keyframe, go to the start, make it 0. Okay, so back this keyframe. Okay, as you can see it's following the line. Simply now just head on to contents, stroke, increase the dashes. Okay, something like this, and you can see we have got this animation. Okay, the line animation of the butterfly. So let's see. Okay, so by this you will write this animation of the butterfly. Okay, now for this part, don't chase. Okay, so this part is very simple. I'm just going to bring in our dart. Okay, again what I have to do is simply just head on to my brain. Okay, effects and controls. Copy this both, blue and tint. And first make it 3D or dart. Now I just paste it on this. Let's delete the tint and let's add a fill on top. And delete the glow. And we adding deep glow here. Okay. Now after this animation is done, simply hit R for rotation and this, and put it outside. Hit P composition, go ahead and write this here. Okay, F9. So now going to also use our null, hit key, okay, and hit the composition keyframe, and at the same time of our dart animation again hit the position, okay, and this time we have to move the whole scene here. Make this mountain. Okay, so we'll cut this animation. Okay, so smooth as you can see. Yeah, and then the text will be written here. So again there is text and these leaves. Okay, this is easy. And for the last part, I will give you the assets for the book and the stopwatch so you can make this last animation yourself. Hope you liked this tutorial. See you in the next video.